The final few episodes of Dragon Ball Super are drawing near, and with the timer counting down, we only have 3 fighters left that are confirmed for the final few episodes here, that being Jiren, Goku, and Frieza, whose whereabouts are still unknown and hasn't been confirmed as of this point of being ringed out. We are up to basically episode 129 and episode 130 in spoilers, and I'm here with UnrealEntGaming Gaming to discuss what's really going to go down here with our fighters, and what are the possibilities that they have here for the ending of Dragon Ball Super, and how can they utilize these characters to the fullest in terms of making sure that they're memorable and having them have a very key factor into ending this series.
I think that as we go into the spoilers, what's most interesting is knowing the fact that everything is becoming so unpredictable, kind of in a good way, because it's like you don't really want to know too much as to what's going on, but at the same time it's like you have so many questions as to what's going to happen with Frieza, what's going to happen with Jiren, what's going to happen with so and so, characters. We don't really know. And I feel like I think the deciding factor again is going to be Frieza in all of this, because Frieza has been one of those guys where he's been hidden in the shadows. He really hasn't been revealed to do too much. Right now he's immobile. He's somewhere in the ring. And I think that as we go into the episode 129 and 130 conclusions, I think that Frieza is going to reveal himself, and we're going to get the possible Super Dragon Ball Heroes opening ending, to where we see Goku and we see Frieza teaming up to fight Jiren. But from there, it's all a matter of trying to set up something, because I think that obviously Golden Frieza is no match for Jiren at this point, but I think that he's going to have a hand in doing something really sneaky that gets him the victory regardless of what he does.
And with Frieza just coming off the battle with Topo, we know that Frieza can't stand hand-to-hand with Jiren at all. And do you see him getting any power buff, or do you see him... The way I've always been picturing it is if he doesn't pull something sneaky against Goku, if anything, if he does assist Goku, what I'm picturing in my head is him is basically, remember when Vegeta shot Cell during the father-son Kamehameha? That's mainly what I would see if he's really going to assist Goku at all. Other than that, he would have to do something incredibly sneaky and wait out the battle, and then probably ring one of them out at the very end. Or if anything, just survive, because maybe the two of them ringed each other out. But
I mean, but what do you think are the chances of Goku and Jiren ringing each other out while Frieza's in the ring? I mean, are they even going to acknowledge him?
At this point, it seems as though he's gone under the radar. I'm not sure if they're going to acknowledge him, because if Goku goes Ultra Instinct, it seems like right now Jiren's targeting everyone else except for Frieza, because with the barrier going up to protect them in episode 127, he's aiming directly at Goku and Vegeta, and it seems like most of his efforts are on the Saiyans, if anything. That's why 17's protecting them, and he's going to get ringed out because of that. But if Goku's gonna go Ultra Instinct, I think all attention's gonna be on Goku again, because he's the X factor right now in Jiren's eyes. He doesn't really view Frieza as a threat because of especially the beating Topo put down on him. Jiren probably sees him as like a cockroach in the ring or something like that. So I wouldn't say he'd focus on Frieza at all. But that would probably be the main reason for his downfall. If anything, if they don't utilize it, that'll probably be probably the most underwhelming thing in this tournament. Honestly, there was some things in this tournament that they could have done a lot better, but if they don't utilize Frieza at all, or in a very devastating way at the end here, that will probably be the most disappointing thing ever in this tournament for me. What
are your thoughts on Vegeta, though? I mean, even though we spoke about it on my video, I want to get your full thoughts as to how you felt about Vegeta this whole time. I'll be the first one to say I didn't think that he was going to make it past Jiren during episode 122, but he did a great job. The dude, he hung in there with, some of the best, and he took out, Topo. He's fighting Jiren and whatnot, so it's a good thing. It's a very interesting way on seeing Vegeta grow. But how did you personally feel about him? Do you feel like fighting Jiren and losing is a bit of a bit of a letdown, or do you believe that they're preserving him just for this moment? How do you feel about him as a whole, in your opinion?
Honestly, I felt like he got a decent highlight reel for the Tournament of Power, and a lot of character development, especially with the flashback with Kaba and stuff like that against Topo. Topo had a lot of iconic moments that were executed right for Vegeta, but weren't executed right for Topo in that regard, if you know what I mean, because he was a rushed character towards the end there. He could have gotten a lot more. Frieza has a higher body count than he does in terms of eliminating Universe 7 warriors, so that's why I would have a rant against that. But Vegeta, in terms of his character, he got his highlight reel. We all knew that he was going to be second fiddle again. That's what a lot of people speculate since the very beginning. It's just going to be like this. Goku's going to be in the spotlight more than you are, and then there's nothing you can do about it. I was hoping for Ultra Instinct or Ultra Instinct Vegito or something along those lines, but they've killed all hopes of that with this announcement. And
all of honestly, these clickbaity YouTubers coming out saying Ultra Instinct Vegeta with proof. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that he's not going to get it. And I mean, nor was he ever, because that wasn't really his thing. But he did get a huge, you know, Zenkai, and he did get a new form, which I think looks pretty cool. It reminds a lot of us of Ultra Blue Vegeta, or Ultra Vegeta, excuse me, from Dragon Ball Z when he fought Semi-Perfect Cell. I just think that as a fan, it's sad to see the way things are being rushed, because I don't know how you feel, but I just feel like everything is being rushed so quickly. And I think that if this was given more time, they would have obviously have done more and would have given us more as fans. But I just think also in a way it kind of sucks, because we'll never really know as to what the end result is going to be from this fight, because with the episode ending in 131, I just feel like they're just going to rush it. They're going to give us like a watered down ending, and that's all she wrote. I mean, how do you feel about the ending though? Because even though Goku and Jiren are the last ones in the ring, it's not entirely confirmed if they're literally going to be the only ones in the ring with Frieza being there. So what's your take on that?
Honestly, like, usually I think it might be that I'm used to the old school Dragon Ball Z ways, with them having like more than just 2 episodes of just one-on-one, because even going back to what we just discussed with Vegeta, his final explosion against Toppo, I don't think it even compares to his final explosion in Dragon Ball Z, and I think that's why it was slightly underwhelming for me. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, because just the fact that it just doesn't stand out as much, and it doesn't have that much emotional impact, mainly because of the villain, Toppo being underutilized and stuff like that. And I feel like Jiren might be falling into the same exact pit here, where even if it's like the last 2 episodes or 3 episodes with just mainly Goku and Jiren, if they're not developing Jiren to the point where he feels like a fully fleshed out character, because right now he doesn't even feel like a quarter of what Toppo had, this is going to end badly. And this isn't going to end in a very interesting note. It's just going to be like, okay, we had generic bad guy, we hyped him up for this entire time, here comes the ass pulls, take him out, done, story rushed. And it's not going to have that much of an impact in terms of like what Frieza as a character did for the entire franchise. I feel like this was just the hyped up big and baddie. He had a very simplistic design for like most of the villains ever in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, and it's just gonna be rushed and pushed out the window. So I'm not sure. They're just gonna keep a simple character, simple design, and here's power buff, take him out, bye bye.
What about your take on like 17 with his barrier being broken, and just seeing him go in there and protecting both Goku and Vegeta, because he knew that as he was fighting Jiren, he needed to do whatever it is he needed to do to survive, and he's doing just that. But the thing is, it's like we don't really know as to, you know, because 17 only took so much damage against Toppo, but now that he's squaring up against, you know, Jiren, it's blatantly obvious that he can't continue. So what's your take on 17 before we wrap this up? Because he's definitely MVP, I think, alongside Vegeta probably. But the thing with Ultra Instinct Goku still has me stumped, because I'm sitting there and I'm wondering to myself, okay, well, how are they going to have Goku master Ultra Instinct so quickly? And then as we near the end, it's like they're going to try to wrap things up as quickly as possible while still having Frieza in the ring. It just seems like kind of like a cluster to me, because it's like they're trying to like tell like 5 stories at once without having to mess anything up. So what's your take on everything?
My take on this is that with Android 17 sacrificing himself, he probably declares himself as the MVP in our heads, because honestly, he's done so much for the team, and we've seen him come so far into the tournament. Especially, did anyone predict him being in the Final Four for Universe 7? I don't think so. I don't think anybody saw that coming, but his role was substantial, and I think it's satisfactory for him especially. I didn't see Vegeta leaving the ring before Frieza did though, but with that being said, Android 17 didn't really hold a candle too much against Toppo, and Frieza's gonna outlast both of them, so this gives a lot of depth as to what Frieza may or may not do in this arena, because with Vegeta, Vegeta held up his own as well, and they both like grew as characters, both 17 and Vegeta. But Frieza, on the other hand, what's gonna happen with him, and how are they gonna utilize this in a way where it's going to like hold a place in our memories? Is he going to be a bad guy that turns good, or is he going to turn his back on everyone in these last moments, and we're gonna just see something really hellish go down? He's just gonna take over the Wish and take, or even like switch up the whole game for us. We don't know what's gonna happen here, but the fact that he's outlasting 17 and Vegeta, it says a lot. So
we're definitely going to be touching up a lot more even after Super ends. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Super Saiyan Paul's channel, because we're gonna be more or less dissecting a lot of things in the foreseeable future. I mean, I have some plans, you have some plans. We're not gonna get, you know, too far into what we want to do or what we're gonna do, but needless to say, I mean, we do have plans. So I just think that, like you said, with the way this is wrapping up, I'm getting that future Trunks vibe where everything's like smashed together. It's like, all right, well, here you go, enjoy. And I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but in the end, I just think that whatever it is that happens with Jiren, Goku, Frieza, I think that depending on the way they end this, if Super does come back, or if they make a return with another series, you know, keeping it the same concept as Dragon Ball, I think that this is not the last we've seen of Jiren. But if it is, then damn, what a run we've had. But I wouldn't want it to end like this. But if there's no other means of doing it, then, you know, I guess we're going to have to accept it for now.
Honestly, I don't want this to be the end of Jiren, because we've got more screen time of Brienne than Jiren. Honestly, I've had more...
we got way more screen time of Brienne than we did Jiren, in a sense. Jiren, well, not really. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. We had more Brienne time than we did Hit, Kaba, Kale, Khalifa, Kefla, Ultimate Gohan, everybody. Let that sink in for a second.
Let that sink in, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Alex, for having yourself featured on this channel. Smash that like button, guys. Turn on notifications and subscribe. We'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.